Kris Jenner orchestrated the whole tape thing.
1,000%.
Say less.
1,000%.
How many tapes exist?
3.
How many did the public see?
I think 1.
And you're saying Kris Jenner was a part of all 3 in some capacity, with knowing that this was happening.
She made us do it.
Like, does she want a medal? Like, we get it, you're rich. We understand that. She's literally like, I understand that you're all poor and none of you can afford to rent a whole island for yourselves.
Imagine being part of one of the most famous families on the planet. Insane money, massive mansions, nonstop luxury, and cameras following your every move. That's been the Kardashian lifestyle for years. But after spending over a decade dominating headlines, things are looking very different now. Their newest TV show barely made noise, and every new business launch or career move gets a weak reaction online. People just don't seem as locked in anymore. It's like the family that once ruled pop culture is slowly fading out of the spotlight. Today, we're getting into exactly why this happened, how one of Hollywood's biggest families lost their grip, and why they suddenly seem desperate to stay relevant. So get ready, because this story gets messy fast. And before we jump in, don't forget to like the video and subscribe below. Now let's get into it. To understand all of this, we gotta go back to the start and look at who this family really is. Kim Kardashian became the breakout star who launched the family into worldwide fame, alongside Kourtney, Khloe, Rob Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and Robert Kardashian. Back then, the family wasn't super famous yet. They were known for being extremely wealthy, but most people still had no clue who they were.
When I was going through a divorce, my husband had been paying the bills and I didn't really understand the magnitude of what was really going on, and I felt really dumb. We sat down and made a plan, and that was the moment that I felt like a light bulb went off and I clicked and thought, okay, I need to know how to handle my own business. I need to know, as a woman, what's going on in my own house. Just the attitude of know what's going on, work hard, build a life for yourself that you're proud of, but just pay attention.
That changed after Kris Jenner divorced Robert Kardashian and later married Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner. After that, Kris had Kendall and Kylie Jenner, and the family's spotlight only got bigger from there. From the start, the Kardashians seemed to know how to turn controversy into attention. Robert Kardashian became widely known during the O.J. Simpson trial because he was part of O.J.'s legal team. Before all that, though, the Kardashians were mostly just another rich family with connections to celebrities like Paris Hilton and the Hilton family. But even early on, people started believing this family wanted way more than just wealth and connections. They wanted real fame. And honestly, separating rumors from facts has always been difficult when it comes to this story. Then came the situation involving Kim Kardashian and Ray J, which completely changed everything. Reports claimed Kim was not in the right state of mind when the tape was filmed, and it was later distributed by Vivid Entertainment without her approval. That led to major legal drama, with Kim filing lawsuits against both Ray J and Vivid.
She made us shoot them, bro. She watched them. I had the first one that was long time ago. She made us do more, bro. She made us do more, and she watched us, and she watched it.
So Kris Jenner was in the room while you were having sex with Kim?
No.
Okay, so...
Because then at that point, I was young and naive. So when she sent us to Santa Barbara to do it, at that point, I was like, it's just weird.
In February 2007, before the release, Kardashian sued Vivid Entertainment over privacy concerns and ownership rights tied to the tape. Then in October 2025, Kardashian and Jenner filed a defamation lawsuit against Ray J, claiming he made false public statements saying they were tied to racketeering and under federal investigation. They also accused him of falsely claiming he was cooperating with investigators in a case involving them. Ray J, on the other hand, alleged that he and Kim had talked about publicly releasing the tape back in 2006, and that Kim wanted Kris Jenner involved in managing the release. He also claimed that he, Kim Kardashian, and Kris Jenner all signed licensing agreements with Vivid Entertainment. Of course, there are always two sides to stories this huge. Another major theory is that the Kardashians planned the controversy from the beginning. And when people bring up Kris Jenner, many point out how calculated and business-focused she's always been. Investigative journalist Ian Halperin claimed that Kim and Kris worked together to send the tape to Vivid after Paris Hilton allegedly encouraged the idea, all as a strategy to push Kim's name into the spotlight. That's definitely a wild claim, and the Kardashians have continued denying it for years. Then there was that famous moment on the family show where Kanye returned old tapes to Kim, and she became emotional while holding the suitcase.
So Kanye flew home last night and he came back this morning. I want to show you guys what he got me. Gorgeous.
Oh my God.
He got me all of his take back.
Oh my God.
And he flew home and got the computer. It was on the hard drive. And met up with Ray J at the airport and got it all back for me.
Oh, Kim.
Oh my God.
A lot of viewers questioned that scene, especially since people pointed out how much media had already gone digital by then. At the end of the day, some people believe the Kardashians were completely blindsided, while others think the situation helped launch the family into worldwide fame. And because the Kardashians have faced criticism over honesty before, the debate around this story never really disappeared. After Kim's fame exploded worldwide, the family quickly landed keeping up with the Kardashians, and from there, the brand only got bigger. But over time, people started accusing the family of constantly selling unrealistic images. Their bodies were called completely natural, their faces supposedly untouched, and every business launch was presented as top-tier luxury quality. What makes all of this so interesting is that a lot of former fans eventually turned into critics. People who once admired the family started feeling exhausted by the nonstop image control and controversy. It raised a huge question. How does a family with such a loyal fan base slowly lose the trust of so many supporters? And one thing viewers really started noticing was how staged parts of the show felt. Even some of the random and emotional moments were accused of being heavily planned for cameras. One of the most talked about examples was Khloe Kardashian's DUI arrest episode, including the famous line, "Kim, stop taking pictures, your sister's going to jail." But according to reports, Keeping Up with the Kardashians wasn't officially approved until August 2007. Which was 5 months after Khloe's March arrest. Filming reportedly started not long after that, leading many viewers to question how real some scenes actually were. So people quickly started questioning how real some of these storylines actually were. There's no confirmed evidence that cameras were truly there during Khloe Kardashian's arrest, even though the show framed the situation in a very dramatic way. The episode connected her arrest to the emotional anniversary of Robert Kardashian's passing, making it seem like grief played a major role in what happened. The episode was even called Remembering Dad, and the official description reportedly said, "Khloe has trouble coping with the anniversary of her father's death." But viewers later pointed out a timeline issue. Robert Kardashian passed away on September 30th, while Khloe's arrest happened months earlier in March 2007. That immediately sparked questions online about how the story was being presented. Another huge moment people still talk about was Kim Kardashian's divorce from Kris Humphries after only 72 days of marriage. That story completely took over celebrity news at the time. It was everywhere. Magazines, TV, gossip sites, all of it. One scene from the show was edited to look like it happened in Dubai, but reports claimed it was actually filmed in Los Angeles on December 6, 2011. Kim and Kris were even photographed leaving a Hollywood studio wearing the same outfits from the scene, which only added more suspicion from viewers. And honestly, that's where the debate around reality TV really exploded. How much of it is real, and how much is produced for entertainment? A lot of people believe these shows blur the line constantly, creating dramatic moments mainly to keep audiences watching and talking. At this point, the Kardashians were dropping business after business, signing massive endorsement deals, and making levels of money most people can't even imagine. This was also when their fan base became absolutely huge. Millions of people around the world were obsessed with them, copying their fashion, makeup, lifestyles, and watching every single episode they released. Fans lined up for every product launch and bought almost everything connected to the family. A lot of people fully believed the image they were selling online and on TV. Whenever a new collection dropped, it sold out almost instantly. Whether it was Kim Kardashian insisting her figure was natural, Kylie Jenner saying her lips were only enhanced with makeup tricks, or the family promoting themselves as self-made billionaires, huge numbers of fans accepted it without question. The Kardashians built an entire brand around being glamorous girl bosses. They presented themselves as ultra-rich celebrities who were still relatable enough for regular people to connect with. They were flashy, dramatic, confident, and fully leaned into their larger-than-life personalities, and audiences ate it up for years. That formula worked all the way from the early 2000s through 2019. Then, the world changed during COVID. People were stuck at home, hospitals were overwhelmed, and many families were struggling financially just to survive. Around that same time, Kim Kardashian faced major backlash over her birthday celebrations. There were reports that a huge Wild West-themed birthday party in Wyoming got canceled because of COVID restrictions. But people later found out the family still celebrated in Los Angeles.
Someone needs to take Kim Kardashian's phone away right now. So I'm pretty sure you've seen Kim has taken all her friends to a private island for her 40th birthday. Tell me why she goes and tweets this. We danced, rode bikes, swam near whales, kayaked, watched a movie on the beach, and so much more. I realize that for most people this is something that is so far out of reach right now. So in moments like these, I am humbly reminded of how privileged my life is.
Then even more criticism exploded after Kim shared posts from a private tropical island trip involving friends and celebrities. Online reactions were brutal, with many people saying the timing felt completely disconnected from what everyday people were experiencing during the pandemic. In late October, while the pandemic was still devastating millions of lives and unemployment numbers were skyrocketing, Kim Kardashian flooded social media with photos from luxury beach dinners, private boat trips, and extravagant celebrations. And for a lot of people, that was the moment the public's opinion of the Kardashians seriously started falling apart. Before that, the fantasy world shown on Keeping Up with the Kardashians was entertaining to many viewers. People enjoyed watching the over-the-top lifestyles, family drama, and celebrity chaos because it felt like pure escapism from everyday life. For years, audiences were fully invested in it. But after the COVID controversy, many fans started feeling like the family was completely disconnected from reality. While regular people were struggling financially, losing loved ones, or stuck in lockdowns, the Kardashians were still showing off massive wealth online. Critics accused them of caring more about fame, luxury, and protecting their image than understanding what their audience was going through. And once public frustration started growing, the criticism only became louder. Then, in 2022, Kim Kardashian sparked another huge controversy after wearing the original Marilyn Monroe dress to a major event.
So these are the photos before and after Kim Kardashian wore the original Marilyn Monroe Happy Birthday nude dress to the Met Gala.
The dress is considered a historic fashion piece, and many people believed it was damaged afterward.
So on the left-hand side is the dress before Kim Kardashian wore it to the Met Gala. Pay attention to the zipper, the rhinestones, and the fabric. So here on the right-hand side is the dress after Kim Kardashian wore it. So as you can see, there's much more puckering around the zipper from being stretched out. The fabric is actually ruined around the sides of the zipper, and you can see that there has been some damage to the stones.
Whether the claims were true or not, the backlash was massive, and people across social media were completely furious over the situation. A lot of people felt Marilyn Monroe's dress should have stayed protected in a museum as an important piece of fashion history. And of course, the internet immediately turned the whole thing into conspiracy territory. Some people even joked that the dress was cursed, claiming that once Kim Kardashian wore it, everything started going downhill for the family's image.
This type of damage is consistent down the back of the dress. It's particularly worse up here because, as we know, she could not zip the dress shut, so there is significant amount of stretching and damage to the top where it was tighter.
But beyond the internet jokes, public attitudes were already changing fast. With wars affecting economies, rising living costs, expensive housing, and many people struggling financially, the Kardashians stopped looking aspirational to a huge part of the public. For years, they sold the image of glamorous, self-made billionaires. But more people started questioning that narrative and feeling disconnected from it. Instead of representing success, critics began viewing the family as a symbol of the massive gap between ultra-rich celebrities and regular working people. Their brands are expensive, and during a time when cheaper fashion dominates online shopping, many consumers simply aren't interested in paying luxury prices anymore, especially when people believe similar products can be found elsewhere for far less money. At the same time, beauty standards online have also shifted. Younger generations are pushing harder for inclusivity, authenticity, and acceptance of different body types, appearances, backgrounds, and identities. While the Kardashians have tried adapting to those conversations, many people still associate their image with highly curated perfection and unrealistic beauty standards. And honestly, that created another huge problem for the family. Younger audiences just don't connect with them the way older fans once did. Ask a younger Gen Z viewer or someone from Gen Alpha about keeping up with the Kardashians, and a lot of them barely even care anymore. Some might not even recognize the family at all. Social media has completely changed, and now there are countless influencers online who feel way more relatable to younger audiences than the Kar-Jenners ever could. To newer generations, the Kardashians almost feel like celebrities from another era. The fans who grew up idolizing their luxury lifestyles are adults now, and many are dealing with real-world struggles like expensive rent, bills, and job stress. That flashy millionaire lifestyle doesn't feel aspirational in the same way anymore because people now understand just how impossible that level of wealth really is for most families. At the same time, younger audiences care about very different things online now. They're more interested in authenticity, humor, creativity, and creators who feel accessible instead of overly polished celebrities constantly showing off wealth. And there's another issue people keep bringing up: beauty standards. Critics say many fans feel pressured by heavily edited photos and unrealistic appearances, while celebrities deny cosmetic work or major editing. A lot of people believe the Kar-Jenners built huge brands around beauty ideals that everyday people simply can't realistically achieve, especially without expensive procedures or professional editing tools. Watching rich celebrities act flashy, wasteful, and completely self-absorbed just doesn't hit the same anymore. People have changed, audiences have grown up, and the image the Kardashians once sold to the world doesn't feel nearly as exciting as it did a decade ago. A lot of viewers now look past the luxury and focus more on the nonstop marketing, the endless controversies, and the feeling that almost everything connected to the family has turned into one giant advertisement. At this point, there are over 24 Kar-Jenner businesses, and nearly every social media post feels tied to selling a product, promoting a brand, or pushing another launch. To keep all those businesses making money, new collections and products get released constantly, but many people feel like they all look the same. Critics say the family has struggled to stay original for years, and audiences are starting to notice the repetition more than ever. What once looked like ambitious women building massive careers in entertainment has, for many people, shifted into nonstop money grabs that are becoming harder and harder to ignore. And maybe that's the biggest reason why the Kardashians don't dominate culture the way they used to anymore. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And drop a comment below letting me know. Do you think the Kardashians can ever fully regain their influence? Or is their era finally coming to an end?